All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. We're so excited to see you. I'm Andrew. I'm the founder and CEO of Day One, and we have an amazing show for you tonight. This is the showcase to wrap up the 5th cohort of the Day One Fellowship. And Day One, if you don't know us, we're a platform and a community focused on supporting founders at their earliest stages. We put together a program that is one part community, one part curriculum, and just wrapped in a supportive ecosystem. And we're here to help new entrepreneurs get their businesses off the ground. That's everything that we do is designed to support new founders. And so tonight, we're thrilled to be putting the founders from our 5th cohort, our 5th fellowship cohort, on the stage for you to get to see what they're building and how they're building it. These founders are in the early stages. Some of them are investment ready and things are far along. Others are right in the messy middle. And we're so excited and we love to celebrate that whole journey. And so what you're going to see tonight, and if you look at any of the speaker notes or the show notes on this recording, you'll be able to get in touch with the founders and see what they're working on, follow up with them after the show. And we're really excited for them to present and share what they've been building. So without further ado, we're going to get into the presentations.
Hi, I'm Wiets, CEO of Etiquette. A couple of decades ago, I was a lightweight crew champion and I had to lose 20 pounds. I was constantly looking at food labels. Fast forward, I'm a mom looking for convenience food and I find there's sugar in everything. Fact panels are information overload, and I just want to compare foods on aspects that matter to me, don't you? Now, consumers are growing increasingly conscious about the food they put in their bodies, but there's no solution helping them but choose between grocery products. Having built apps before, I started with research. What I realized is that all food data is a mess. No wonder there's no easy solution. So I asked my mom, a database engineer, and a colleague from a previous startup to help me out. We needed to find ways to make any food data we could get our hands on usable. Then we were ready to start experimenting with an app. We launched it to test. Who needs this? Because our hypothesis is, with over half the population on an exclusion diet, people want an easy way to locate and compare products based on criteria they value, whether it's ingredients, nutrition, diets, or sustainability. So far, while being bootstrapped, we've already managed to launch our beta app. We've learned from our 600 beta users that we do one thing well, and that is finding ingredients you personally care about. Now, helping consumers is only half the equation. The other half is the food industry. Food brands are our target customer because they need to know why they're being picked up. In a $1 trillion industry, it's amazing that panel and survey data are still the norm. Expensive and slow market research reports don't provide any real insight into the consumer's decision-making journey. This is our opportunity. Already at 10,000 users of the app, we can provide food brands valuable analytics to identify consumer demand and expectations. Businesses will be savvier in discovering brand trends and product attributes so they know what they should be making and marketing next. The majority female team has relevant, complementary, and previous startup experience. We're excited to bring Etiquette to the next level, helped by investment and support, all to get more better for you and planet products into the hands of more people. Please help us with our recently launched fundraise, or just by following, using, or better yet, advocating Etiquette. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I am Adero Miwo, founder of Fair Fare. And I started Fair Fare around 2017. I was living in New York at the time, 19 years there. And I was visiting a friend in Jersey City who just recently moved there. And I wanted to get back home, and it started pouring down raining. And I had about 5 rideshare apps at the time on my phone. and toggling, getting super frustrated because the prices kept surging every time I toggled. And so I'd like put on Facebook and I just like wrote a frustrated post like, is there just one app where I could just do what I need to do? And everyone was like, no, but that's a really good idea. And so I reached out to my cousin who's a software engineer and I said, hey, can you help me build this thing? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And so that's how Fair started. We have created our aggregator app, which is a bit different as we ask users what matters most to them, time, money, or car type. After a user enters that mandatory information, we provide the option that is most suitable to them. So every user can have the same or different depending on what matters to you. If you're price sensitive, car type sensitive, you need a car seat, or you're just pressed for time and you will spend $100 to go 4 blocks. We often get asked, is there a difference? Yes, as you can see, especially now where rideshare prices have increased upwards of 40% in New York and San Fran, especially, they can range in difference of 35% or more, and 700% difference in time, how long you wait. Often these days, especially, you might say, oh yeah, my car is coming in 20 minutes and you gotta wait for 20 minutes and still pay 40% more. So Fair definitely alleviates that particular problem. It is a 3-step booking process, same as how you book an Uber or Lyft. It's not much different. We have one extra step initially, but if your preferences don't change, you don't have to change them. So you enter your destination, the prices and the rides come up and you book. You don't have to have any other apps on your phone. You just link your account that one time and you're good to go, and Fair solves all of your problems in terms of efficiency. As we stated, it's personalized in one place and it's a total marketplace. We are asking for introductions into our lead round for our lead seed raise or pre-seed. It changes every year, it seems. Either or, with a tomato, and any executive introductions into people at Uber. So other than that, thank you. And I look forward to people enjoying Fair.
So I want to set the stage. I want everyone to think about the last time they set a goal for themselves: to lose weight, launch a product, launch a website, launch an app. How did that go? Did you hit that goal? Did you even start? Did you get midway through? Did you do that journey alone, right? So reflect and use the chat, have some fun with it. And then I want you to start to think about these statistics. 92% of people who set their goals don't achieve them. 171 million Americans pick a goal at the beginning of each year only to fall flat. And only 3% of people write their goals down. So as you can see here, the majority of people actually struggle with setting and attaining goals. And that's what led me to start SWAN. So SWAN is start with action now. It's your accountability partner to hit your goals. So maybe you're wondering, who is this guy and what is he doing? So my name is Justin Harris. I'm an executive coach and the founder of SWAN. I work with companies from solo founders to large startups to corporations, helping leaders and employees improve their productivity and outcomes. I've coached hundreds of high-performing founders and busy professionals who've struggled with specifically hitting their goals. So when I chose to work with SWAN, I saw that many people were struggling with career goals, health goals, business goals, but a lot of it was instituted in the issues they're having of a lack of support system, quality planning, and someone just to hold them accountable. So I said, let's launch SWAN. So what will SWAN offer? It will make money by charging an affordable monthly subscription to chat and plan with an accountability partner to set and attain your goals. You'll be matched with a one-on-one with a coach who works with you to identify your goals, create a personalized action plan, and sends you messages of support at the frequency that works for you. So I've already seen members set and achieve their goals within the 30 days that I have been doing this. And an example story is actually a member who finished their content marketing, which they're going to plan to do over the next quarter. They've been able to condense that down and get that done in the last 3 weeks with some support and planning along the way. So what my real goal is to help busy professionals stop being busy and get more done, right? Because I think there's a big difference between being busy and getting things done. And sometimes we think I'm busy, I'm moving the ball forward, when we're just spinning ourselves in a circle. So if this sounds like you, someone you know, or someone that might be interested, feel free to reach out and go to joinwithswan.com or email me at justin.harris@me. I'm looking to onboard some additional users and help companies or anyone else looking to achieve their goals. Thank you so much, everyone.
So hey everyone, I'm Charlene. I'm the founder of Living OS. And right now I put on some of the public image you may see about me. An author, product manager who launched health and wellness product, founder who have exits, but I wanted to share something you wouldn't see on LinkedIn. Around 4 years ago, I struggled with a very terrible nervous breakdown because I had been a high achiever throughout my life, incredibly stressed, and there wasn't any cure. I took a very long break, a retreat to attempt to heal myself. It took me 4 years, a lot of therapists, a lot of coaches, because I didn't know what would work. I just tried everything. And what I realized is that that journey of achieving, struggling, and not telling everyone is universal. I talked to 100 founders, and I ended up coaching 200 of them in the following years. So I wanted to share this stats because it can really anchor what it looks like in a larger scale. 67% of employees struggle with burnout. That's 2 in 3, and most of them are high achievers. So think of your best people in the company, they are struggling, especially over the pandemic. And then the Harvard Business Review shows that it took people 20 years to receive their first leadership coaching or training in a company. That means maybe around, like the average age is 42, and that's a lot of years of sunk costs and opportunities that are wasted. That's where we are today, and we wanted to solve that problem. So around a year ago, we set out to build a system that can actually scale our one-on-one coaching over tech, over the industry, so that more people, some early in their career, some running their 3rd or 4th company, can get help. And Living OS is really challenging the fundamental assumption that we have to wait for too long, too late to get help. And we really want to align our incentive with our customers. So we are not charging you by hour, which therapists and coaches do. We are giving you a system that in 20 minutes, you'll find your value. In 6 weeks, you can redesign your life. And we want you to graduate from our program because a self-sustaining, empowered life is the way to go. So that's where we set out. And after 200 founders, 6 cohorts, we had an NPS of 96. People love us. Thankfully, on Twitter, they share their experiences. And it's because of so much people's early trust that we are able to get to where we are today. And we don't say that easily because it's a really hard journey, and we are constantly evolving, just like the concept Living OS. So excited to announce this, which was nothing 6 weeks ago. We barely have an idea. We just wanted to have something lightweight, something that could help people in a week. And fellowship was 6 weeks. One-on-one coaching, it's expensive. So we designed a bootcamp while we are in day 1. And excited to announce this. We are going to launch it, the first one, on December 13th. We are doing our beta testing over the next 2 weeks, and we couldn't wait to share it with you. So we'd love to get in touch if you have any questions, and I would really appreciate if you could share this with anyone who will love it.
I'm Amanda, and I am the founder of Heartwork, Humans in Art. We offer workshops that enhance performance, increase engagement, and reduce stress for employees in the workplace through the practice of making art. Did you know that only 34% of employees in the US are engaged in their work? That means that if you have a team of 10, only 3.5 of your employees are engaged in what they're doing. Disengagement leads to lower performance and output, which leads to lost revenue. I want to help you engage your entire workforce with art. I spent the last 10 years working in human resources, and during that time, I was approached by a variety of businesses offering team building workshops and well-being activities. This included yoga and meditation, fitness challenges. We had escape rooms and trivia games. There are tons of offerings that were fun and interesting, but I always thought there was something missing. None of these activities had anything to do with the arts or empowered employees to use their imagination. So I decided to fill that gap. Over the last few years, my own experiences in art and creating art have transformed from a hobby into an escape from some of the pressures and stresses that I dealt with in the workplace. As I learned more about the benefits of art making and reflected on some of the issues that I dealt with as an HR professional, I realized that making art could help solve some of these problems. You already heard how low employee engagement is. Making art with your team gives employees an experience to do something different with coworkers. This time together increases collaboration and camaraderie and can lead to a more engaged workforce. 83% of workers in the US suffer from work-related stress, and making art is a calming and relaxing activity that can lead to stress reduction. Research has shown that engaging in 45 minutes of art making significantly reduces levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, so making art can help reduce stress. With an arts-based creative approach, our workshops give employees an opportunity to unleash their creativity with team members. During an art making activity, employees will be challenged to make connections between unrelated things, which leads them to out-of-the-box thinking. Our workshops last from 20 minutes to 4 hours and can be customized for your team to work with any specific situations that you may be working with. We hold in-person events in Southern California and virtual events for companies around the world. So my big ask for you all is to consider Heartwork for your next team event. If you're looking to improve communication skills for your team members, bring your team together for a collaborative and engaging activity, or help reduce stress, Heartwork can lead you in a workshop. Check out humansinart.com, sign up for the wait list, and inquire about a workshop. Let's make art together. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ben, and I'm building a platform that enables cybersecurity practitioners to discover and consume security thought leadership. That's webinars, ebooks, technical white papers, software demos, anonymously and curated in one centralized place. We intend to save these security practitioners time in the research process, protect their privacy, and validate the quality and accuracy of the information to improve decision-making. Like Spotify and YouTube, we curate that content based on our users' preferences, interests, and organizational maturity to help them stay informed and, most importantly, help them defend their organizations from external threats. By protecting our users' identity on the platform, we give them back control over their own privacy settings to let them decide when they are ready to engage further with a cybersecurity vendor. So how do we get here? For the past 6 years, I've been supporting over 150 high-growth technology vendors across all tech space and industries on their go-to-market strategy to win new customers through my time at Gartner. Every company I've consulted with was struggling with brand awareness and lead generation. Not that their product wasn't unique or that they lacked the funding required to scale these initiatives. It was in fact getting their customers' attention was the hardest part. Attention has now become the biggest constraint to B2B SaaS companies. It's obvious that there's a clear disconnect between the way buyers want to buy and the way sellers want to sell. To solve for this, we need to re-engineer the software purchasing process from the buyer's perspective, starting at the earliest part of their journey called the awareness stage. So let me play out a scenario for you. John is an information security engineer at a large financial institution. His primary focus is to identify vulnerabilities before his company is hacked. John needs to know what's happening in his market, what his peers are doing, and new cybersecurity solutions that may be able to help his organization further protect themselves. Aside from talking to his peers, John's frustrated because the information he wants is all over the web and can only be accessed from the vendors themselves. But wait, how does he even know which vendors are out there? Another hurdle arises. Let's say John does come across a valuable piece of security thought leadership he wants to read. He has to submit his contact information before he even knows there's value to be gained. So what does he do? He either moves on to avoid the emails and phone calls that he knows will follow in his inbox, or he puts in a fake email address to access the content. This is inefficient and marketing dollars are being wasted. So our mission is to deliver a better content experience that helps our security practitioners stay informed and always feel protected, while simultaneously helping our security vendors win more customers and engage those customers earlier in the B2B buyer journey for higher win rates. I'm currently doing minimum testing, ramping up my customer discovery with security practitioners to gain their feedback and continue testing my assumptions. I've already interviewed over 20 practitioners to date, ranging from CISOs to security engineers and I'm gathering their insight into how we can deliver a better content experience for this community before launching a beta. If you know of anyone to connect me with in this market, I'd greatly value the opportunity to interview them. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gonzalo Cervantes. I am from Peru, and I am here to present Cultu, a startup that hopefully will help parents during this 21st century. In a year ago, 2 years ago, I was in charge of my life. In August of 2020, I got married to my lovely wife, Constanza. And then before Christmas in 2020, we adopted 2 dogs, Chasky and Otto. And a year later, today, we are expecting our baby girl. And I can't remember any point in my life that had that many changes as the past 6 months. And this is only starting, right? So parenting is very hard. We have been doing parenting for many years and centuries, right? But we haven't mastered it because it's not something you can actually master. It's something that changes all the time. Even if you have many children, then you have another one and everything changes again. But parenting is even harder when you don't know what you are expecting, when you don't know where to look for answers, and when you aren't able to customize your search because you're gonna be finding many things and many things aren't what you need. These all are responding to a very specific needs that I found in parents after doing many interviews and surveys. So here is where Cultu kicks in. We want to create a very easy to use tool so parents can better organize their lives based on community learning, great tech for parenting, and customizable experiences. For example, we are creating a forum where parents can log in and start asking questions to fellow parents with the same family characteristics, beliefs, set of values or lifestyles. Because we believe that only learning from others can help you be a better parent eventually. But as you can hear me talking about my family, this is very personal because parenting should be personal, should be something you can actually customize based on what you really need. And that's something that we want to create at Cultu. Thank you very much for your time.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to talk to you today about Holy Health. Holy Health is a behavior health and wellness platform to help reduce burnout for corporate professionals through coaching, content, and community so they can live healthier and happier lives. A little bit about myself. Professionally, I come from a tech and healthcare investing background, but what's most relevant here is that while I was working many 80, 100-hour work weeks within investment banking, I personally experienced burnout. And this burnout led me to the emergency room of a hospital and taking many months off work to figure out how to recover. After building a system for myself and a plan to even understand my symptoms and to recover from it, I ended up coaching a lot of other friends and colleagues in the industry. And as I did more research, I saw that, during that time, burnout really wasn't spoken about, but today it's actually quite in the press. There's lots of statistics around the Great Resignation, over 3/4 of employees feeling burnout, half of them quitting because of burnout, and generally not feeling like their employers are doing enough to address it. The issues around burnout is that it's not just a mental symptom that you feel, but it can lead to other chronic health conditions, everything from cholesterol and diabetes to depression and anxiety. And unfortunately, consumer health spend in the US, a lot of it is focused on preventable chronic diseases. So burnout can actually have a ripple effect on the healthcare system. And it also costs us money, right? As employees, we're incurring over $100 billion in medical spend on burnout related issues. Employers are losing money as well from their employees and all the health benefits that they have to pay for, and then the economy in terms of all the lost work days. So as I interviewed more folks who were experiencing this, I saw that there was a very challenging process to figure out what you're feeling and how to recover from it. And so with busy professional schedules, where they don't have the time or support to implement positive lifestyle changes, there seemed like there was a gap in the market for the solution. Ultimately, Holy looks to fill that gap between what doctors recommend, which are positive lifestyle changes, and actually implementing them. And we do this by pairing the users with coaches who are vetted lifestyle medicine doctors or health and wellness coaches, providing them with community and a dashboard where they can track their goals. So far, I've launched the MVP version of this, which is the wellness coaching portion, by coaching 5 people who work in different industries. These are just a few of their testimonials, including a nurse who treated COVID patients, a partner at a VC firm, and an attorney. And all of them had really positive outcomes in terms of making different changes, like beginning to exercise, beginning to meditate, learning to say no, setting boundaries, delegating, and actually learning to listen to their bodies. Looking forward to expanding this beyond the 5 users that I've tested so far, and actually recruiting a larger beta cohort of testers, standardizing the program, and then eventually making this something that's more of a platform. So I'm excited to continue on this journey with you all, and would love to hear of any recommendations if you yourself are burnt out or know folks who are burnt out. And if you know any doctors or coaches who are passionate about this, looking to recruit more advisors and potential co-founders. So thank you for listening. Let's fight burnout and stay healthy together.
89% of people who retire at 55 are more likely to die in the 10 years after retirement than those who retire at 65. Hi, I'm Jay Tremblay, and I'm working to create ReUU. ReUU is about redefining aging, rediscovering you. It's an online experiential workshop series using conscious and unconscious mind processes that help people to rediscover who they really are and help newly retired and soon to be retired people relearn about what's important to them in their lives. I'm 62 years old, and I've been using these kinds of techniques on myself and on my clients for over 30 years. So the tools that we're using really help to connect people to who they really are and what's important to them. In 1991, I attended a personal growth seminar that changed my life. So I'm using these same kinds of tools to further on this new discovery process. I hold certifications in neuro-linguistic programming. I'm an NLP trainer, master practitioner, coach, mediator, and instructor of hypnosis. I've given over 2,200 seminars in these types of areas, and I've trained over 57,000 government employees and written over 35 courses on professional and personal development. So my target market is going to be government. When COVID hit, it basically killed my previous business of in-person training. So I thought about retiring, and I thought, no, I still really have a passion for this kind of work. So I have pivoted into the retirement industry. So as I said, my target market is retiring government employees. Their average age is 61 years old. Now, interestingly enough, in an ongoing study, over 40% of people who retire are more likely to have a heart attack or a stroke in their first year. So this is a big problem. There's over 250,000 people retiring every month between now and 2030. So instead of people thinking that this is going to be, relaxing and fulfilling and just, freeing, instead they are feeling stressed, they're feeling bored, they're feeling aimless, and they're feeling isolated. So this whole process of when we retire really needs to change, because in the past we looked at the financial aspects of retirement and we're pretty good at that. But when it comes to the psychological aspects of retiring from work, we're not good at all. Most people, when they retire, don't reassess what's important to them. They don't look for the joy and the passion that they can bring into this later and kind of scary level of life. So what I foresee happening is an ongoing cohort series workshop. I want people to forget retire, instead rewire, relearn, redesign, rejuvenate, all those things, hence the name ReUU. So we change a lot in our lives, and as a function, we really need to take a step back and spend some time and get to know ourselves again and who we really are at this later age. So this ongoing series of programs will have ongoing coaching, and it will also have a subscription service. What I'm looking for to help me to implement this is a growth marketer. So someone that has that side to online, to consumer acquisition and online marketing campaigns. So that's my ask. And I also would like some feedback on the name, ReUU. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristina Han. I'm the founder of LearnAdoo. LearnAdoo is a tool for sharing and managing key insights for K through 12 students. It's designed for teachers and parents to collaborate in creating a personalized learning environment centered around each student's specific abilities and needs. I was inspired to start LearnAdoo by my 7-year-old son, who is deaf and blind and works with as many as 10 different teachers and therapists in any given week. I spend a lot of time repeating myself to all the various teachers who work with him to talk to him about his learning style, motivations, challenges, and other critical factors that contribute to his success in class. As for the teachers, the lack of coordinated information sharing among them often result in inconsistent or counterproductive teaching. But this isn't just a problem for students with special needs like my son. The majority of K through 12 teaching is done using a one-size-fits-all approach. Teachers are thrown into a classroom full of 20 to 30 kids who have varying capabilities and challenges. In the current setup, teachers don't have the necessary resources to figure out what each child needs and how they can implement differentiated teaching. To make problems worse, there's a tremendous amount of pressure on the teachers to ensure that students achieve success in class according to a universal criteria. We are all about grades and test scores. Do you guys remember taking your SATs? Thankfully, in recent years, there's been a recognition of non-academic factors that are paramount to student success in and outside the class. Studies and research have shown that incorporating these qualitative factors of strengths and needs into personalized teaching can determine the outcome of a child's K through 12 education. Even the US Department of Education supports this. Earlier this October, they allocated $122 billion to help schools, to help students to build social, emotional, and behavioral skills they need to make the most of their potentials and future opportunities. But given that the US schools are built on the idea of a standardized system with a laser focus on grades and test scores, teachers don't have the space or the tool to assess and integrate this type of crucial input, nor can these qualitative factors be assessed exclusively within the four walls of the school. This is where LearnAdoo comes in. LearnAdoo solution comes in two parts. LearnAdoo provides an assessment tool for parents and teachers to create a holistic profile of their student based on the qualitative measures, not just limited to their grades and test scores. This dynamic portrait of each student stays with her and evolves as she progresses through each grade and other milestones. The second component is providing the teachers with resources and performance measurement tool that focus on personalized progress. These two elements foster seamless collaboration among teachers and parents, leading to meaningful success for each student. Where I am now is I am doing customer discovery interviews. I have a beta product, but since joining day one, I realized I needed to do more customer discovery. So I've gone back a few steps. So why me? I'm a 2-time startup founder, former investment banker, and a corporate lawyer. I also swam in the Olympics, which just means that I can do a lot of boring things for many hours, day in and day out. I'm a mother and educator of a special needs child. And thanks to him, I designed and implemented a personalized education program for him within his public school setting. My ask is, if any of you are parent and or teacher or know someone who would like to speak with me, I would be grateful for contacts. And I'm also looking for a technical co-founder. If you know anyone, I know this is a very difficult thing, but if you know anyone, please get in touch. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So I am the founder of Nurture, and Nurture is galvanizing the plant medicine movement to make healthy living more easy and a reality. So just a little background about me and why I started this. I've grown up with Crohn's disease, which is a very intense autoimmune disease that I've had for over 20 years, and just been very sick. I was on over 20 pills a day at one point as a kid, and constantly feeling frustrated of not knowing what to put into my body that's healthy or where to go to find it. I just wasn't finding those answers from doctors. So I found herbalism and decided to become a trained herbalist. I actually currently have a certificate in trauma-informed care and bioregional materia medica, which essentially means I know how to help people with herbs who have some stress and trauma, and I know some things about plants. I also have a background in marketing and CPG, and most recently I was at a company called Bowery Farming, where I helped them grow from Series A to C, building up their brand experience, shopper marketing, and e-com departments from the ground up. The reason why I'm talking about Nurture today is because over 160 million Americans, so over half the population, buy natural products for their health. And plant medicine, functional products, and botanical products are skyrocketing. We see this with CBD. It didn't even hit the major herbs list till 2017, but now it seems like it's everyone's house. Adaptogens grew over 55% last year. Nootropics are exploding. And we're seeing clinics pop up like psilocybin-assisted therapy. So there's definitely a huge demand and interest in plant medicine. And in the next 10 years, we're going to see this explode and get even bigger. In fact, this is at an all-time high. So the herbal medicine market was valued at $85 billion globally in 2019, and it's projected to be over $330 billion by 2030. There's a real problem here, which is despite this huge growth and interest and desire for plant medicine, people still don't know where to go to find good products. There's not a reliable and convenient source online. This is pretty fractured, so people are kind of trying to self-educate from WebMD, or they're looking to find out word of mouth. It just costs a lot of time and frustration, and what ends up is happening is people feel kind of complacent, or they just buy a product one time only because they're not really sure of like how to use it or why it'd be better for them. So Nurture is going to take care of that by creating a community-driven wellness marketplace powered by those who know plant medicine best, herbalists. In addition to being a highly curated marketplace of different products, we're going to have personalized connections with herbalists and workshops and events and services so people can actually start to understand how plant medicine is beneficial and how they can incorporate it into their lives. Our target market is what I call herb curious folks, people who are interested in it, but need more education and supporting them on their journey, or what I call wellness champions, people who are already deeply into this, but still going to multiple different sites and sources to get the products they enjoy. We'll start our go-to-market strategy by partnering with trusted sources for where people get advice on this, like holistic healthcare practitioners. So we're going to target partnering with wellness clinics, acupuncturists, yoga studios, essentially the spaces where people are hanging out to seek guidance in healthier or more balanced life living. And as the marketplace is nature and falls, we're going to see more and more video and interactive content pop up, just straight up products. In terms of where I'm at in traction, currently I'm actually selling my own herbal products IRL and online. I have a very small but growing mailing list of about 160 followers. I've also been engaging people who are deeply embedded in this space. So other herbalists, people who are running clinics throughout the country. This man, Asa Waldstein, he's a regulatory consultant who's been working in this for over 30 years, as well as people who have a background in marketplaces from a technical side. I've also been interviewing users and herbalists just to understand both from the supplier side and the consumer side where people are seeking better connection. So in terms of the ask, if you are interested in all in a place where you could find products that would be better for you choice, please sign up at my current site's mailing list. And I'm also seeking a technical co-founder, any financial guru, or connections with wellness practitioners. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Prem, the founder of Lisa, the search engine for your data. Right, I want to start with a really troubling stat. In the $100 billion data analytics market, the majority of solutions are targeted for enterprises, even though SMBs make up 60% of all businesses in the US. I'd like to introduce you to my friend, Julia. She used to have a bakery in Singapore, and she had the most amazing cookies. When COVID hit, she saw her install sales plummet, and this really gave her the impetus to start her digital transformation. She started an online store and really built a strong brand and community around it. Well, Julia loves these tools, but the issue is there's no way to deal with all the data that's been generated from these tools. She has trained her baker to get data from Instagram and manually tie it to their sales just to see how well the campaign is going. She's tried talking to solution providers, but all these solutions are either too technical, requiring you to have knowledge of SQL, or they cost so much. And that's a common complaint which SMBs face in this market. They require you to be really technical or have tons of cash, and most of the SMBs don't have this. It's why we started Lisa, a way for you to get all your data from different data sources into one place and just use plain English to get insights. So what's this mean? We offer one-click integrations from all your favorite apps. We allow you to join these data sources together to give you a unified view. And the best part is you don't have to know any technical knowledge. You just ask questions in simple English, and you can ask it from any platform you want, either Slack, WhatsApp, SMS, anything. Right, and for us, our North Star metric is really helping SMBs, which is why we have a freemium option or for 30 USD per month, which we think is more than fair to really help SMBs grow. For us, it's really personal experience. My co-founder, May, she works with food service companies across Singapore. And when COVID hit, she saw them close by the thousands, right? And she's like, wow, this is crazy. She really helped push them to go digital. And the common feedback which all of them had was, yeah, this is working for us, but right now we're just lost on how do we analyze this data, which gave us the impetus to start Lisa. Right now, we think this go-to-market strategy of targeting F&Bs really makes sense, and then we're looking to expand across the vertical to the vendors and so forth. I'm going to do something slightly different. We're going to have an offer and an ask. So we'd love to give 100 free seats to Day One Fellows. We think this tool is really amazing, especially your SMB, to help you aggregate the data sources. We're also raising our pre-seed right now for 500K. So if you have any introductions, it'd be really helpful. Thanks.
So my name is Ro. I'm the founder and CEO of I'm Here and Care. We are a community-driven mental wellness platform for teens and young adults. How this all started was when I was dealing with a deep, dark depression, and I pretty much like tried ending it all. And throughout that process, I shared my experiences on social media in hopes of feeling less alone and letting people know that they're not alone in what they're going through. And I received a comment from a 16-year-old girl telling me that she was on the verge of ending it all. We connected on Instagram. We talked for about 2 to 3 weeks, and thankfully I was able to prevent her from ending her life. And now she has really progressed. She's in college. She's on her way to medical school, and she's going to become a medical professional. Her name is Simona. She's like a little sister to me. I got her name tattooed on my right arm because she means a lot to me. And and I'm happy to see where life will take her. So her story, my story, are just countless stories that our generation are going through. Over 90% of Gen Z struggle with their mental health, with the highest rate of depression, anxiety, and suicide among all generations, and the lack of resources and knowledge to deal with this issue. We have a mental health crisis on our hands. And the foundation of what I'm Here and Care is built upon, and the vision is healing through community. As you can see here, why now? We have a real mental health crisis in our hands, and this is not only demonstrated by sharing stories. This is also demonstrated by purchasing patterns and behaviors through younger generations. As you can see, Gen Z and millennials collectively spend nearly 160 billion yearly on wellness. That'll grow to 240 billion by 2026. And overall, with I'm Here and Care and the future of wellness, this is more than a trend. This is more than a business opportunity. This is the next stage in human evolution, which is healing through community. So given her story, given my story, and given what we're going through collectively as a generation, we've identified that community is the answer. So what we have done is just started a real movement through social media, through sharing our story, with sharing my raw, emotional, vulnerable, just experiences and just online. I've able to built a movement of over 1 million people on TikTok, over 33,000 on Instagram, over 8K on Discord. Throughout all of these platforms, we have intimate, meaningful conversations and connect with each other, provide mutual peer support, and just help each other through what we're going through. With our product, our solution are built upon 3 core components. The number one, which I told you, is the community. So having that mutual peer group support where you're able to get that understanding and connection with other people. Number 2 is care, having this wellness experience facilitated by coaches, professionals, moderators, who have been through the same darkness that you have been through, and who can help you get to where you need to go to. And number 3 would be content, getting a set of expert-led resources, tools, content from relatable professionals and creators, so you could do the work to achieve the wellness that you desire and you deserve in your life. So my ask is just 2 core things. Given that we're in the stage of our business where we're really testing our product with a small set of people, 5 to 7 customers right now, and we're in our early stage wellness circle and pilot with those people. As we grow and scale, we'll really need to hire a clinical lead who can help facilitate the sessions, given I am a solo founder doing all this. So really hiring that clinical lead for that next stage of the product and business with that professional mental health experience and a background with the teen and young adult population who can help facilitate these sessions. And also, number 2 would be bringing on an investment advisor who can help guide the company through the fundraising landscape and VC process. And also having that individual have clear demonstrated passion towards wellness and the teen young adult population. Other than that, if there are any other connections or things or just people in general, or if you just want to have a genuine conversation about this, I am also very open to that. Given we are a very movement driven, just company, just having that connection and people around me that care and just want to get their story out, that means a lot to me. So if you want to do that, you can also hit me up as well. I'm Rohit at imhereandcare.com. I'm Here and Care are all my social media handles. And thank you very much. I hope my story spoke to you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you all and build that deeper connection with you. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Sarah Grothaus, and I'm the founder of Overseas, a sleepwear brand that aims to elevate your nightly wardrobe to look more like your daily attire and to do good for our planet while functioning like a really well-equipped spacesuit. So the story behind Overseas is that the idea really came to me when I was a consultant living life on the road, never sleeping in the same bed for more than 3 to 4 nights at a time. And as a notoriously high maintenance sleeper, this was obviously not the ideal setup for me because there were a lot of elements outside of my control. How comfortable the hotel bed was, how noisy the guests next door were. But I did realize that I did have control over one element, which is what I packed to sleep in. And as a staunchly dedicated carry-on only traveler, I set out to optimize my pajama game with very portable, lightweight, mix and match, stylish sleepwear options that were really designed for supporting the movement of sleep. That may have been a lot to ask because I really came up empty-handed. And during my search, I started to notice that I wasn't the only one who was looking for some sort of sleepwear option beyond an old t-shirt or a matchy-matchy print set, and also wanted sleepwear that wouldn't bunch, twist, or overheat in the night. Even Kylie Jenner, as you can see here, was very bored with her pajama options. But that doesn't mean that people don't care about sleep. On the contrary, the US sleep landscape is valued at $30 billion. And other sleep aid brands, think things like linens, skincare, mattresses, alarm clocks, and wearables, really have leveled up in 3 key dimensions. So the first is in really elevating the science of sleep through technical design. The second is in incorporating sustainable practices, which is really no longer a nice to have. Consumers believe that caring for our planet must be woven into the very fabric, both figuratively and quite literally, of any new products launch. And then the third area is that many of them are exploring sort of intercompatibility between products so that the end user can build a more cohesive sleep plan for themselves. But the apparel side of sleep seems very stuck, with very few brands coming even remotely close to the mix of style, function, and sustainability that I was looking for. And while the market may look really scattered, it really is ripe with opportunity in the sense that this fragmentation really leaves space for new entrants. Growth is projected to accelerate through at least 2024. And there's a really robust template to be leveraged from the athleisure movement of the past decade. So using athleisure as a guide, the rise of athleisure really capitalized on the last major social shift, which among other things really saw making exercise as more of an event at which to be seen, as well as your errands as a social status moment. And then also making the workplace more casual in the balance. Now, as we all know very well, we're in sort of another seismic shift moment brought on by the events of 2020 and now 2021. And more folks are working from home and really valuing rest and rejuvenation and wellness, as we've very much seen here tonight, in a deeper way. So with all of this movement within the overall consumer space, the idea of sleep leisure as a follow-on to athleisure is poised to make waves. So that's what Overseas intends to do, really harness the pent-up sleepwear demand by merging the best principles of the sleep and athleisure spaces, including using really thoughtful technical design details to promote performance-enhancing sleep, working with sustainable and innovative textiles that support our seas and combat climate change, and incorporating a full sensory experience with attachable, compatible scent packets, sleep masks, muscle warmers, and more. A few important elements of the path ahead of me includes tapping into a community built around nighttime rituals and gaining a deeper understanding of optimal sleepwear features and functions, looking to integrate into the travel, luxury, and environmental spaces through key partnerships with sustainability-focused brands and ocean-oriented causes. And then finally, thinking wisely about how to build stickiness and loyalty with a very repeatable customer base through things like capsule collections and all of the compatible sleep accessories that I mentioned. As I'm still in a very early stage, my ask is that I just really love to be connected to anyone in your networks who could potentially serve as advisors, mentors, or experts in either the sleep or apparel industries to help me continue to craft a vision for the future of sleepwear. Thanks so much.
Hello, my name is Amina Mohamed. I'm a passionate, enthusiastic global founder born in the UK with early life spent in Uganda. My family and I came to Canada as refugees in 1972 after being exiled by then President Idi Amin. In 2007, I traveled back to Uganda for the first time to discover the country and the home we were forced to leave behind, and that experience shaped the person I would become. In August 2018, I formed both a for-profit photo tourism company called Triple F Photo Tours and a nonprofit called Cameras for Girls. 10% of our revenues from our photo tours goes directly to supporting our cause, which is to teach photography and business skills to marginalized females in Africa and help them get jobs. Triple F Photo Tours combines my love for image making, a respect for local and native local traditions to create and provide one-of-a-kind quality photo tours to socially conscious travelers. Throughout our travels together, I teach our guests how to improve their photography with hands-on instruction, guaranteeing they will come home with photos they are proud of and ones that will sustain those memories forever. When speaking to potential customers, they want to participate in photo tours that offer value and the opportunity to prove their photography, but they are tired of finding companies that charge high prices they cannot afford. Our solution is to offer photo tours for amateur and enthusiast photographers, build relationships with local guides and tribes, giving travelers access to rare sights and scenes not available to everyone. Our customers join to workshop photography skills, visit one-of-a-kind natural environments, immerse themselves into the local culture, and support our philanthropic efforts monetarily. Their tours are anti-tourist, supporting local populations who depend on and rely on tourism in a more connected way. We were shattered after the pandemic hit, and at that time, we had only run 2 previous photo tours to Uganda, which were hugely successful. The first was in 2018 with 4 guests, and in 2019, we ramped up to 8 guests, which is our maximum, as we believe in keeping our tours intimate and small. We were on the verge of growth when everything came to a screeching halt. Since then, we have been hard at work to build back bigger and more profitable. I now have a co-founder as well with 20 years of experience in the travel industry who will focus on sales while I focus on the marketing and being front-facing for the company. We will start off 2022 with 4 planned trips, starting with Costa Rica in February, Uganda and Tanzania in June, Alaska in August, and India in October. These trips will be led by myself and my cohort of female photographers, allowing me to focus on the marketing and daily running of the business while empowering other females to represent our company worldwide. Our ask today is to be introduced to an advisor with travel operations experience or be introduced to startup travel communities where we can grow. If you can help me, please email me at amina@triplefphototours.ca. Thank you.
Thank you so much to everyone who's been watching. Especially thank you to our fellows, to everyone who just presented. Wow, you're amazing. I love getting to see everybody pitching together and getting to see the diversity and just the awesome impact of what everybody is doing and what you're building. Just wanted to say that if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, if you're in the early stages of building something new, we'd love to be working with you. You can learn about Day One's newest programs over at www.joindayone.com. You can read up on our fellowship, on our new program, the Idea Activator, and you can find ways to get involved and get in touch. So we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to stay in touch. Thank you for being here tonight. Bye, everyone.